Consulting is a time-honored and frequent activity of faculty at research universities. As such, you're probably well aware of the range of benefits often associated with such work, including sharing the expertise and independent judgment of a knowledgeable faculty with the community and industry, advancing knowledge and research, fostering economic development, enhancing the reputation of the university, promoting faculty development, among others. But did you know that as state employees, we must observe various rules and laws that govern consulting activities, such as the Connecticut State Code of Ethics and established university policies? Before moving forward with the rest of this awesome clip, let's be clear on what is meant by consulting. Per UConn's faculty consulting policy, these are any activities in which faculty members are personally compensated for providing a service while not acting as a state employee. Such activities must be based on the faculty member's professional expertise or prominence in a field and cannot be due to their state position, meaning their position at UConn or UConn Health. Services provided to a faculty-affiliated company are also considered consulting, even if there's no direct compensation. Now that we're clear on that, it's important to note that any faculty member who works for the university 50% or more time during their contracted months must obtain final approval prior to engaging in any faculty consulting activities. This type of request for permission will need to describe the consulting activity, contracting entity, dates of the activity, and the maximum total effort in terms of the normal work days needed to complete the consulting activity. In case you're wondering, the online request form, along with additional resources and information regarding the policies, procedures, and approval process for faculty consulting, can be found at consulting.uconn.edu. Meet Dr. Avery, a new faculty researcher in the Department of Psychology, who is struggling to determine whether they need approval prior to accepting an invitation to provide periodic advice and assessment services to a local nonprofit organization. The work would take place one weekend a month, and in return, Dr. Avery would receive a small honorarium. What do you think? Would Dr. Avery need approval before beginning such work? If you're thinking yes, bravo, you are correct. Remember, approval is needed whenever the consulting activity relates to your professional expertise. Please note, it doesn't matter when the consulting will take place, you will still need prior approval. This includes weekends, nights, or on vacation days. Also, this requirement would not be altered based on the amount of any resulting compensation. So even when the compensation is $1, called an honorarium, or is provided as an equity interest including stock options, prior approval is still needed. Please be aware, approvals must be obtained for each consulting activity. Any ongoing consulting activity must be approved on a fiscal year basis. If Dr. Avery is going to engage in intermittent activity, then they should get approval for the whole year and estimate the upper end of total time they think will be involved when they fill out the consulting request. What if Dr. Avery was asked to join the board of a startup program working in the UConn Technology Incubator program? Dr. Avery will also provide scientific advice to the company as needed and will be part of the team that will meet with potential investors. While no direct monetary compensation will be received, Dr. Avery will receive a 5% ownership interest in the company. Does Dr. Avery need to fill out a consulting request form now? If you're thinking yes, you are correct. In case you're wondering, faculty-affiliated companies are those in which the faculty member or their immediate family has an ownership interest or serves on the board of directors or board of advisors. Given that Dr. Avery will receive a 5% ownership interest in the company for their service, Dr. Avery would need to complete a faculty consulting form and receive approval. Further, a consulting request must be filed for each year that Dr. Avery does the work. Additionally, Dr. Avery must indicate this as a significant financial interest greater than $5,000 per year and report it to the Financial Conflicts of Interest Committee because their interest could be very valuable down the road. Even if it never pans out that way, the anticipation of the possible windfall could be perceived to create a conflict of interest now. Got it? Great. Here's Professor Pachenko. Earlier this year, she filled out a faculty consulting form and received approval to be a regular featured writer in a prestigious animal science publication. Nice work, Professor Pachenko. Several months later, Professor Pachenko realized that she estimated the number of consulting hours and compensation higher than she actually worked and received. Is this an issue? How can Professor Pachenko ensure that the consulting work she provided for the publication is accurately documented? So here's the thing, all faculty members who were engaged in a consulting activity in a given fiscal year must complete a year-end reconciliation report describing all consulting activities for which they received approval. Much like in Professor Pachenko's situation, if the estimates regarding anticipated time spent on each activity and the compensation range provided when requesting permission to consult do not reflect what actually occurred, such information should be revised appropriately. If Professor Pachenko realized that she was going over the approved amount of time, she could also submit a second consulting request to get approval for the additional time she will spend. Failure to submit required annual reconciliation reports by the published deadline, which is currently no later than September 1st, will result in sanctions, including but not limited to disapproval of future requests to consult, notifications of non-compliance to the faculty member and their department head, and revocation of permission to participate in all currently approved consulting activities. Remember, the sooner you get your reconciliation reports submitted, the better. Please note that if the actual activity takes more time than stated and approved on the original request form, or if the compensation was initially reported as $5,000 or less, and in actuality will exceed $5,000, then other approvals might be needed. Contact your campus faculty consulting office if these occur. For this reason, the Faculty Consulting Office recommends that all initial estimates be at the high end of what you expect. Oops! A few weeks ago, Dr. Flanders was a guest lecturer at another university, sharing his expertise in the area of regenerative medicine. While he did not anticipate compensation for this activity, he was ultimately compensated. Dr. Flanders quickly realizes that he did not fill out a faculty consulting form or get approval prior to engaging in such activity. What should Dr. Flanders do? This type of situation can occur for several reasons, including unexpected compensation. To help determine the best course of action for mitigating any potential risk, it's important that you self-report such situations to your campus faculty consulting office. Please be aware that there are benefits to self-reporting unapproved consulting activities rather than waiting for an investigation based on an audit. Again, the friendly staff at the Faculty Consulting Office are here to help, so be sure to reach out.
Thank you for your time, and be sure to check out other informational compliance clips in the near future. As always, please feel free to contact the University Compliance Office for information related to this or other compliance matters.